The women, when they go abroad, their eyes open. They become wayward. It's women that causes the breakup most of the time. It's women. It's women that go abroad and their eyes open. Guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christy and this is Christy's Pause. On this channel, I film content about faith and I live in Saskatchewan, Canada as the immigrant. If you're returning to Sports, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. You're welcome. And if you're seeing this pretty face, this beautiful channel for the first time, you're welcome. Thanks for clicking to watch. I can assure you, you didn't make a mistake by clicking to watch. So definitely keep on watching because this is going to be what you're well. This is going to be interesting, entertaining, informative, inspiring, something. I'm sure you will get something from watching this video. So thanks for clicking to watch and do well to click the subscribe button because you don't want to miss subsequent videos on this channel, and so that you get notified immediately new videos are posted. Also do well to turn on the notification bell so as new videos are downloading uploaded on the channel, you get notified. Thanks guys. So today we want to talk about something I should have spoken about before now, but I think I just got I don't know what to call it, but I just felt this is like the right time for me to talk about this. Let's do this, guys. Welcome back, guys. So really, you saw the title and you know that today we are talking about why a lot of African marriages are breaking in the abroad. And when I say in the abroad, I mean not just Canada. I've tried to, I've done a bit of a research even for other Western countries that Africans are relocating to, and I discovered that marriages, especially black marriages, are breaking a lot when people come to this part of the world, like this western part of the world. And you wonder why. What happened? Is it like for some people, when I was looking at when I was trying to do some of my little research, some of the reasons people gave was the women, when they go abroad, their eyes open, they become wayward. It's women that causes the breakup most of the time, and a lot of the blame went to the women in some of the write-ups, and I also watched some videos, and some of the videos, the comments, you see it is women. It is women that go abroad and their eyes open. They start asking their men to do something, things they were not asking them to do back home in Nigeria and all that. But today I want to tell you, from my research, from the things I've observed, like we've been in this western part of the world for about a year now, and I think I've seen some things that makes me feel like, okay, I think it's high time I can talk about this. So when we just came, I think the second week or thereabouts that we came, or thereabouts, about the second week, I remember vividly that very clearly that two people that had been here for a long time, that had been in Canada for long, spoke with us on the phone. Like, they called us to say, you're welcome, and they prayed, did all the welcoming things. And one of the things those two people said is, we should be careful because divorce rate is really high in Canada. I was like, okay. And that was one of the things they told us. The only thing they told us was we should be careful. They didn't tell us what causes it, why does it happen, and all that. But over time, and with my interaction with people, I've also seen some of the reasons, some of the things that brings about African. I'll just say African, or I'll just say Nigerian because it's Nigerian. I know, like the one I know that I'm sure of. The reason African marriages break a lot when relocation happens, when people move to Western worlds. And the first thing I would say in this video about the reason why marriages break is because for most marriages that break, if we look at it, like if we decide to look at those marriages, if we decide to do an x-ray of those marriages, the fact is, before they relocate to the Western worlds, there have been issues that they have refused to deal with. I said what I said. I can bet you that it is the reason most of these marriages break is not just because they relocated. There have been issues that they have just refused, or maybe they've been trying to deal with it. They were not able to deal with it. But before they come here, there must have been some issues, underlying issues that have been there, that they've been patching up and refusing to work on. And when I talk about patching up and refusing to work on, I'll go on to talk about the fact that most black people, Africans, Nigerians, we see going for therapy, going, to seek help when we feel like we are not in a good place. We see it as, why should we do that? You don't see couple going for couples therapy. You don't see people, even for normal personal therapy. Like me, I think I should go for therapy. Blacks generally, we shy away from going for therapy. We shy away from talking to people that can help us get better and all that. So for that, where I'm coming from is black Nigerians, there have been underlying issues that, because you feel like, why should we go for therapy? Why should we talk to somebody? Why should we? Those issues are there, and we just pile them up, patch them up, do those patch. And when they come to the Western world, it becomes like, okay, now that I think I'll get to that. Some people feel like, now that we are here, well, whatever it is, whatever issues we had that we refuse to solve, this is the place scatter everything. So the first thing for me is that for most of these marriages, they've had issues before they come here. Like, there have been issues that they've refused to deal with, or they've been trying to deal with, they've not been able to deal with it. At that point, I'll talk about like that might be the reason marriages break when they get here, is the fact that instead of seeking third party help, like people that can be unbiased when they give us advices concerning our marriages, we go to our parents. Though that helps to an extent, we go to our parents, that kind of help us to just maintain the balance. Sometimes when there are issues in marriages and you complain to parents, or you complain to your friends, or you complain to your siblings or something, sometimes the advice they give you are meant to just maintain the balance. Advice, solutions, sometimes do not go to the root to deal with whatever issues you have. So the fact that back home in Nigeria, because of the fact that back home you could easily speak with your siblings, speak with your parents, speak with somebody, your pastor, for example, that will just help you, what they'll tell you. For example, if you are the woman, even if you are the man, if you are the woman or the man going to complain about, this is what is happening in your marriage, this is what, most times we go to these people, our parents, our siblings, our friends, our pastors that are not certified, like to really dig deep to know what the issue is, or all that. And sometimes these people that we go to are able to get us solutions that clear whatever issues it is. But most times these people that we go to just kind of give us solutions that would maintain the balance. Just for example, your mother will tell you as a woman, it is in the house of the husband that the wife you will stay. Things like that. Just things that would make you maintain the balance, not things that will kind of solve the issues, the underlying issues. So, and even with this, of course, because you have people to talk to that are kind of making talking to you, calming you down, all that, you're able to still stay, because, well, we are trying to maintain the balance. And it's still the same thing as maintaining the balance, not going to the root of the issue, and the issue keep festering and all that. And yeah, you can't, even if you have an issue you want to talk about. Remember, I've spoken in one of the videos that the inability to talk with whoever you want to talk to, maybe your parents or your siblings that are not in like the same time zone with you, is difficult, because you want to talk with this person, you are trying to call the person at 7 p.m. your time, the person is at say 12 or 2 a.m. wherever in Nigeria. You're like, okay, I can't. And the more you keep those things, you get to a point where you're like the breaking points. But because you could talk easily with them back home, they're able to calm you down before you get to your breaking points. Do you get what I mean by this second point? Like the fact that you could talk to people that will calm you down, that would kind of give you advice, timely advice, as of when you need it. But here, it's you keeping matters until, okay, I can't talk to them now, I'll have to watch the time and all that. And before you know it, matters keep festering until you get to the breaking point. And before you know it, the family have break. Another thing that I've observed, that I have noticed causes marriages to break, is the fact that when people come here, they don't come with realistic expectations. And I'll explain what I mean. So, for example, I also made a video where I spoke about the fact that in Canada there is no cheap help. You have to do most of the things in the house yourself and all that. So imagine coming from a place I also spoke about my friend that said she had about 3 house helps back in Nigeria, and here she's in Canada having to do everything by herself. So imagine somebody like that had 3 house helps back home. Of course, for someone that has 3 house helps, there's hardly anything her husband will be expected to do in the house, because what does he want to do? There are 3 house helps. Maybe somebody is in charge of ensuring the house is clean. Somebody is in charge of ensuring that the kids are okay. Somebody is in charge of, ensuring that meals are prepared as are when due. Okay, so there's nothing for our husband, even herself, there's nothing for them to do, basically. So imagine for someone like that was used to helps, coming here with her husband and kids, and the husband that has been used to, living that life of you are not lifting a finger, everything is just, your laundry is done and sorted, your food is ready when you want to eat it, the kids are not disturbing you when you need to work. Coming from that place to a place where there's no help, and not ready to be realistic from their expectations as to when food should be ready. And when I'm saying that, you saw that my mouth was not going straight, because you can't come here from Nigeria and come to Canada and still be in that expectation, still be in that mindset of when will food be ready. Still be in that mindset of who will do the laundry. Why is my laundry not done? You can't come and still have that expectations of all those things you had helps for. You are not going to lift a finger and they'll still get done. If you are coming with that expectation, which I call unrealistic, you are going to end up with a frustrated wife. And a frustrated wife, I would be careful not to say a frustrated wife, because for some families it is the husband that takes care of all these basic house chores. It is just family structures are different from each other. So if it is the husband that was like in the ensuring that because I don't know, family structures are different. So for some people it is the woman that is not the house chore person. It is the husband that ensures that the helps know what to do and all that. So if the wife also comes with the mindset of things will still be going the way they were going with the absence of helps, both of them will end up with frustrated spouses. So that's one expectation that is unrealistic. Like when you come from that situation of you had helps and you are here without helps, both parties, both husband and wife, need to know that in this place you need to put your heads and your hands together to ensure that the family unit still runs smoothly. There are times you will need to do the dishes as the man. There are times you need to do the laundry as the woman. There are some things that maybe were things that were gender specific for you before you left your country. When you get here, you need to throw all those gender specific into the trash and just do some restructuring that will help the family unit to move on. Because like I said, there's no cheap labor. So most of the things you would need to do, the chores, taking care of the kids, preparing food, the laundry, ensuring that the house is neat and all that, falls on both. In fact, everybody in the house, because my 8-year-old, even though he sweeps, I will not say what he sweeps is, I'll not call it nonsense. But I started sweeping because everybody has to be hands-on. Everybody has to do a part of this house chore, because at the end of the day it is all of us that are living here and there are no helps. There's nobody to help us with, so we have to come together. And basically for now I'll leave the kids out of it. As the husband and the wife, you need to put off your expectation that you had when there were helps in Nigeria and come to realize that this is just us. And there are some things that I was not used to as a man doing back home that I have to do here. For some men, I know they don't like doing the dishes. Some men don't know how to cook food. And that is another point. That thing you don't know how to do, leave it for the person that know how to do it and do what you know how to do. There has to be something you know how to do. You cannot not know how to do everything. There has to be an house chore that you know how to do, and take that house chore or whatever it is that you're able to do. And even if you need to learn to do the other thing that you don't know how to do, just come together, take off that expectation of somebody has to do this thing. It is a woman's job, and just come together to ensure that this family structure is put in place. And still talking about unrealistic expectations, I know that for some family units, back home in Nigeria, it is the husband that does all the financial responsibilities, like everything. For some families, still talking about different structures for different families, for some families it is the husband that does all the financial, all the financial responsibilities. Everything is on his head, every single thing. As a woman, if you also come here with the mindset of your husband must be the one that will do everything, he must be the one to provide all the finances, like everything, he must be the one to pay for everything, you may also end up with a frustrated husband. And if as a man, you are also used to your wife being the one that will provide everything, and like you were used to it from Nigeria, and you are also coming here with that expectation, it is also an unrealistic expectation. Both spouse needs to come together, both finances, both house, like everything, finances or house chores or everything that will help the family unit come together, must be done hand in hand by both spouses. There cannot be, it is this person that will do, you just ensure that things are done together there in to ensure that there's a smooth family running. There cannot be gender, you can't be too hard on gender specific things, like this person, it is the man that must do it, and if he does not do it, it will be left undone. Or this thing, it is the woman that must do it, and if she does not do it, it will be left undone. I hope you are able to pick what I mean from that. One other thing that I see causes a lot of issues is communication. And I don't know how communication has been spoken of when it comes to marital relationship and all a lot of times, because sometimes sometimes we can be funny when it comes to communication, because we assume that the other person should know. Sometimes you assume that you should know to do this thing, or she should know to do this thing, and we don't communicate it, and based on our expectation we judge the other person. So if there's anything you think the other person should know, please open your mouth and tell the person. If you think they should know and they are acting like they don't know, open your mouth and tell the person. So if they now eventually say that, they cannot now eventually say that they did not know, because you are told them, right? So communication is also very, very important in ensuring that when you come here, your home is, because most times breaking of a home is not something that happens in a day. It doesn't happen. It's not like, okay, they come here. Even if a family relocates here and in 2 months the family breaks, you can trace it back to the fact that they've had issues before they come here. It is not their coming here that broke them. So breaking of a home does not happen overnight. It is like an accumulation of different issues, different frustrations, different pressures. It's just an accumulation of a lot of things that over time, if not worked on, becomes like a reason for a breaking of the home. Another thing they told us causes marriages to break in Canada. Can you guys guess? Because when I heard this one, it sounded very, very ridiculous. I was like, you don't say, you don't mean it. Like, you don't mean it. And that thing is child care benefits. When I heard this one, I was shocked. I'm like, right now that I'm still thinking about that, I'm still remembering it. I'm still shocked. Because how does child care benefits that the government pays you to take care of your children become the reason why your marriage is breaking? And now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's also not just the child care benefit. It is like an accumulation of lack of communication, build up of frustrations, unrealistic expectations, and a lot of things. But for some people, the major thing that comes out as the reason they are breaking is child care benefit. And child care benefit, for people that don't know, is some amount of money that the government pays to every family that have children. Is like to take care of their children, and we get it every month. We get that child care benefit every month, and it's dependent on the age of your child and how many kids you have. That determines how much you get. And because of the way, I don't know why they decided that, but the money is paid to the mother, to the wife of every family. In fact, we didn't know when we came and we filled out the forms. It was my husband that filled the forms and he put his account details as the beneficiary. They returned our documents and said that no, we are not like it's my account details they need to make the payment into. So it is the mother that gets that payment. And I heard that this actually causes family to break. Like the money that the government pays for the child, for pay the parents to take care of the child, actually, is the reason some families break, because it causes issue. Maybe the wife decides no, she's not going to share it. I mean, she's not going to give. I mean, she's not going to disclose. I mean, she's not. And I'm like, what? And this is where I would come in to say that, as Nigerians coming here, as, couples, as people that are married that are coming into this country, I think we need to, set our priorities right. What is important to me? What is important to me? If my marriage is important to me, then money should not be a reason my marriage should break, right? If my marriage is important to me, if living as a couple is important to me, then I should be able to, work on my frustrations, communicate the pressures I'm facing, be able to be open about finances and ensure that my home is intact. So this is just an encouragement, I don't know. This is the kind of video I'm supposed to look for sponsors. All these what are they called? All these what will I call them? Therapy companies, that they should come and sponsor this video. But we are coming up, we are getting there, right? But really, this is just encouraging you as a couple, whether you are here already or you are on your way here. I think you should be set your priorities right, basically. Then if there are issues in your marriage, you should make a decision to work on it, except that marriage is not important to you. If it is important to you, because if you have issues from Nigeria that are not resolved, if you come here, it is easy for those issues to, now look compounded, because now look compounded and you end up, you to now look like it's a small issue that caused the family to break, whereas it is like an accumulation of different issues. So when I was just talking, I remember that there was a time I was talking with some group of people, and at some point we were just talking about who cooks the meal. And there was one person that said it was her husband that cooks the meal. Like, on the day he cannot cook, they are actually not Nigerians, that on the day our husband cannot cook, they order food. Like, they buy food. If the husband for some reason cannot cook, they buy food. So the wife hardly, almost never goes to the kitchen. So it should now be an unrealistic expectation on my own part, that I've been used to entering the kitchen since how many years I've been married, to now say, in that family, it is the husband that does most of the cooking. Why should I be? And now I will now want to term it slaving away. Why would I want to be slaving away for one kiniko? It will be an unrealistic expectation to now say, because of that person's family structure, my own family structure too should change. I don't know what other things the wife is doing to support the family, but of course, that was not the discussion for the day. The discussion for the day was who cooks the meal. So it would be unrealistic of me to think that that family structure will also come into place into my own family. So that is just to say that there are a lot of examples, there are a lot of life scenarios you will hear of, you will see, that some people will even tell you, what? You are the one that does, you pack lunch for your husband every day? Why? Why can't he not pack his own lunch? Just set your priorities right, okay? What? You pay the bills? Why is your wife not helping with the bills? Just ensure that whatever structure your family is working on, you both are communicating to ensure that there's no frustration on the part of. And if you have frustrations, be open about it and discuss it with your spouse. If issues that you're having are actually things that can be worked on, I'm encouraging you to work on those issues, so that your whole matter will not join the statistics of the black people that come to the Western world and get divorced. Okay? Thanks guys for watching. I hope you got something from watching this video. Until we see you in the next one, have a beautiful life guys. Bye.